The Immortal Hulk, issue number 22. Here's a knocking indeed. If a man were porter of Hell Gate, he should have old turning the key. Alpha Flight Space Station. No change. Walter's still dead.
Yeah, Brand's talking about getting the Wakandans involved, but the U.S. is denying all knowledge, so...
I don't care about the politics. Puck, he was your friend.
He's Alpha Flight. Alphans, we never mourn unless we really have to, eh? We get a lot of false alarms. Hell, this all started because Walt got himself killed. He's like you, a Gamma guy.
Except it's a week later, and I'm back, and he isn't. Why am I still here? Yeah, why are you here? 'Cause I don't see you helping us out with the Hulk, Samson. And if I told you, if we don't find him, this is what happens. And don't tell me you can't find him. I know you're holding out on us. Titania, you want to protect your buddy, your patient, yeah? Great. Nice ethics, Doc. But we're past that now. Folks died in that motel. Civilians. A good guy went to war with the Hulk. The one who wants to end the world. The one you're protecting. And people died. And then that same creep shows up here. Kills Lankowski. Shoots Carl up with morphine or whatever. Yeah, that was, I've been clean a while now. That was crossing a line, you know. I think I need a little payback on that.
You absolutely do, Mr. Creel, and we've sat on our hands long enough. Any objections to me taking the lead from here?
You weren't before. No offense to the dead and all, but leadership-wise, Lankowski wasn't exactly Doc Doom. Oh, yeah, Doom walks in a room. It's his room, you know. Lankowski, he was there. The man is barely cold.
Good point. Let's get him out of the morgue and into suspended animation. I've not given up on Walt yet, but I don't want him decomposing too far either. After that, well, Gamma Flight's remit is a Hulk-related activity, and this definitely counts, eh? If this General 14 character wants to escalate, we can escalate right back at him.
Shadow Base Site B. What the hell is wrong with you? First you kill 2 Gamma Flight members retrieving the Abomination shell on your so-called stealth mission, and then you do this? You're wearing it? You're bonded with it? We didn't even know that was possible. This is unknown territory, General. We have to run tests now. We don't know what the Gamma is doing to your internal organs or your mind.
Dr. McGowan. Your genius has bought you some leeway in terms of your constant insubordination, but I am in control here. I am in control.
You're bleeding.
There are some side effects, yes. Minor side effects. Nothing for you to trouble yourself with, Doctor. This was always the nature of the project. We fight monsters, and we make weapons. The Abomination was a monster, a terror against society. Now it is our weapon. My weapon. We are at war with chaos. To properly fight that war, I will use whatever I have to, against whoever I have to. Remember that, McGowan. And in terms of the shell's effect on me, I'm in vastly better shape than the last pilot was.
Somewhere in California. Betty, are you okay? You've been in there since dawn. We have to talk. Oh.
Yes?
I just hoped. Is there any more change in Rick?
He made a noise, I think. Or not.
Great. Betty, I need to talk to you. And it's the day, so Are you able to change back?
Oh, yes.
Are you going to?
No, this is me.
So you've said. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't do this.
Hey, Bet's looking good. Thank you, Joe. That's very kind. Hey, I mean it. I'd kill for some claws and feathers right now. Listen, while I'm out, I'm gonna check on McGee. You want I should bring back some lunch? No, thank you. Goodbye, Joe. Suit yourself. Huh. You know what? You and me, I think we're starting to get along. Sunshine Joe, what a concept.
Notes toward something. A front page if I live to write it. Not a guarantee when a Black Ops anti-Hulk operation seems to want me dead before I can. We've been on the run since Reno. Moving between motels, smuggling Betty and what's left of Rick Jones in under cover of darkness. The Hulk isn't always with us. He's been sighted in Jersey, fighting the Thing on some tropical island. I don't know if that's his strategy or just his life. I don't know what the plan is. It's like we're waiting to be noticed. I hate how familiar that feels. Always being on edge. Always waiting for the knock on the...
McGee, it's me. Open up.
God, Joe. Don't do that, okay? It wasn't funny the first time.
Yeah. Listen, we're moving tonight. Got a line on a place outside Stockton. Should be quiet. I'll drop in on the Goodwill later. Get some fresh clothes.
You know, you could leave me behind. It'd be easier for you. Why don't you?
What, you want to go? Go already. I ain't stopping you. It's Big Daddy Devil who wants to play it safe.
Sure, he's in charge, but why does he care? Why does he care about anyone who's not Bruce?
Good question. My best guess, it's 'cause the big guy likes you. That's what we're calling the dumb green jerk now, apparently. But it's like with Ma, you were kinda salad brain exactly once, and he'll never forget it. Or I guess Devil Daddy maybe likes you 'cause you talk back at him.
He scares the hell out of me. You all do.
And then you give him crap anyway. He likes that.
Uh-huh. So what about you?
Ha! Now we're getting to it. The old Joe Fix-It charm strikes again.
You're being a creep to avoid the question. I need to know where I stand with everyone, Joe.
Okay, well, Banner don't like you much. That scores points with me. And that week I had control, I read a couple of your articles, the opinion pieces. Normally I ain't no reader, but it was daytime. And they were pretty good. That trans rights one, that was real good. I get that, folks wanting to be themselves. Thing is, I wasn't reading the paper. I was in the library using the computers, so I got to see the comments. And holy crap, lady, you sure know how to piss off the puny humans.
Great. I'm glad the death threats I get are such a fun read for you. You know I'm a human too, right?
Doesn't matter. You ain't puny. Joe! You want to yell it louder, Bets? Don't think 14 heard you. There are a lot of Joes. Look.
Groom Lake. Under the ground. They're under Groom Lake. They're under. Oh, God, I remember. Bruce, I remember everything, Bruce. I remember everything they did to me.
Groom Lake, the military base in Nevada?
Yep, I finally tracked that translocation signal back to the source. The fella killed Doc Lankowski. Came from right underneath that lake bed.
It does make sense.
Yeah? How so?
Groom Lake is also known as Area 51, Mr. Creel. Testing ground for experimental aircraft, including the stealth fighter.
Right, and it's where they keep the aliens. I mean, not the ones we know like personally.
And it's where the Gamma Corps unit was originally stationed. It's got a history of anti-Hulk activity.
Anti-Hulk is fine. Anti-us? not so much.
No, indeed. Anti-us demands a little anti-them, eh?
So, that teleport thing they did, can we do that too? Get the drop on 'em. I like it.
That's the plan. Alpha Flight has a translocation rig of its own. Strictly emergencies, obviously. It's beyond dangerous. Unless you've got data on another translocation station to lock onto, eh?
Great. So we're just, walking in there? Breaking in there, Samson. Breaking some heads in there, right, Legs? You know it, baby.
We're doing as we were done by, Doc. A surprise attack. Carl and Mary disrupt and distract. Break heads. Make a nice mess. Myself and Samson will gather evidence of what this 14 character's been up to. Or ideally, gather the man himself.
That simple. What if they know we're coming?
Please, they'd have to be psychic.
We are. Remote viewing. The military applications were first explored by the Russians during the Cold War, but we closed the gap quickly. Our new wave of psychic surveillance technicians can reach anywhere. Once we have a location, even in orbit, we have absolute informational capacity. We knew you were coming before you did.
Hell yeah, General. This is so cool.
Incidentally, Dr. Sampson, it's fascinating to see you up and about so quickly. Your recovery period seems to get shorter each time. I'll make sure Dr. McGowan concentrates on that aspect when she dissects you. 14, for God's sake, look at yourself. What have you done? Why would you? To win a war, Samson. To bring order to a world without it. Although I realize that's not as heroic as destroying your life to impress your patient's girlfriend. I know. It wasn't worth it then, and it isn't worth it now. Nothing's worth this. Lord, do you even know what you've lost? I'll know once my science team gives me the data. Once you've been taken apart, filed and indexed with all the other mutates. And once we're ready, we'll finally bring down... Huh. You're so hot right now. You ain't seen nothing yet.
How did he...
Once we're ready, you said. Nobody's ever ready.
Knock, knock!